Okay, so when you first come in, over to the right is our family section. Things you recognize, Archie's, Disney's, some Batman for kids, and then at the top, a lot of things you may not recognize. Independently produced books for kids like the Bone series, which actually the guy who created that used to live in Santa Cruz for a while, and he's very much a rich man at this point. But this is our more or less all ages family section. Immediately to the left, we have some Star Wars little lead figures that are very popular, and we have our spinning rack that has our Tintins, Asterix, Little Lulu, wonderful, again, family all ages stuff. Moving past there, we have our supplies for people who like to keep their books in good shape. Then we have our humor section. We have Simpsons at the top. Again, Usagi, you may or may not know about Usagi Yojimbo, marvelous book, the Geronimo Stiltons, and then at the bottom, good old standby Calvin and Hobbes and Mad Magazine. So our light humor section. Up here we have our media related section, comics based on media like Doctor Who, Buffy, Serenity, Green Hornet, things of that sort. And then at the bottom we have our Pixar and Muppets section, all the comics based on the Pixar films and the Muppets. And then the digest for kids. We have Star Wars Digest, comics based on movies like Star Wars, Indiana Jones, independent little things like Owly, Transformers, Legend of Zelda, the video game, but all of these are in a size that for kids so that it's easier for them to carry around. Then we have our DVD display. We sell used DVDs as well as new ones. A few little tchotchkes like magnets, suckers, little impulse items. This is our superhero section. If the content is superhero, it's alphabetical in this section of the store. And every once in a while, there's an event that happens, and in the world of Green Lantern, the new movie is coming up. That's going to be very exciting. This is all of our Green Lantern section getting ready for the new film. Films by author. This bottom section here is Alan Moore, who wrote The Watchmen and the V for Vendetta, later put into the films. These are all the books that are written by Alan Moore. And then there's our Hellboy section, since the new film has created an interest. And the upper section is, again, superheroes, books that you may not be aware of, from a different publisher called Image Comics. The Invincibles, really a throwback to a good old fun superhero. And we try to feature new items like the Axe Cop, which is based on what, Hillary?
Oh, it's a web comic.
It's a web comic, and now they're taking web comics.
A 6-year-old.
A 6-year-old. Can't
Illustrated
beat that.
by his 20-something-year-old older brother.
Oh my gosh, huh? Our sale table. Every bookstore has a sale table. There's our sale table. Here is what we call Slice of Life. These are not fictional. These are not superpowered. These are not humorous, or these are slice of life, just like soap operas, TV shows of that type, or teenage coming-of-age movie kind of stories. So our slice of life. Again, we have two more author sections. Grant Morrison, a very popular comics writer, and at the bottom, Warren Ellis. Interestingly enough, even though it's a graphic medium, more people follow authors than they do artists. It's kind of curious. This is a combination of our crime and war and gritty kind of storyline content. That's what's in this section. Down below is the good old throwback to the San Francisco Underground days with Freak Brothers and Zaps and Weirdos and the Chrome stuff. Over here is these two racks are our Gothic section. This has to do more with zombies and non-superhero, magical, mystical, the suspenseful. So this is the core of our business, to be honest with you. This is what more people buy from this section of the store than any other section.
Has that changed over there? Did it used to be superheroes?
Oh yeah, it was primarily superheroes at the beginning, and then it was Star Wars too, but there just wasn't enough product. But there was a huge interest there. But gradually it changed. Actually DC Comics really started the forefront of this. They created their own imprint, just like Disney created the Touchstone imprint so they could show a variety of movies. DC created the Vertigo imprint, and the launchpin for that was Neil Gaiman's Sandman comics. This is our Neil Gaiman section. And Sandman launched the Vertigo imprint, and it's just grown by leaps and bounds, so that we have more people following intricate, provocative stories in the Vertigo.
Will we see movies about these characters?
Oh, absolutely. We've already seen some. I'm trying to think. They're talking about. Oh well, John Constantine, Keanu Reeves, Hellblazer, was the comic. That's over here. Constantine is this guy right here. There's a whole slug of Hellblazer, and you can see Constantine now blazoned across the cover. There's other stories in production that are from the Vertigo line of characters. And then more Vertigo in this spinner, and then we move over to our icons, our Batman section and our Superman section, closely guarded by Mitch. And then our Spider-Man up top, attaboy duck, Spider-Man and Wolverine and X-Men. So that's our classic superhero section. Over here we have some little homages to the store. This was Sergio Aragonis from Mad Magazine, and he did the centerfold for our anniversary comic 10 years ago for me. This is Groove causing the destruction of Atlantis, the earthquake and all that. So, and this I keep here. This was the first article ever written about the store. We were only a month old at the time, and the byline is Dale Pollock, and Dale Pollock later wrote for Variety and actually was the biographer for George Lucas. He wrote Skywalking, and that's I keep that there. It shows, you know, our younger, leaner days, shall we say. Then we have little, as we say, tchotchkes, little fun things for the kids. Some Pez. Got to have Pez. Talk about nostalgia, right? And then in our second room, which we expanded into, we had that room in 1992 and 1994. We came into this room. This is our science fiction and fantasy rack, followed by our Star Wars and Star Trek rack, followed by our classics. These are all reprints of all those original comics from the 40s and 50s and 60s that we grew up with in a black and white or in a collective form. So you want to read the classic comics, you can read those without paying a lot of money. We have an art rack, and then we have a combination of independent small press comics as well as some Japanese manga down in here. Then we have our typical collectible things in these two glass cases, some Disney stuff, some Looney Tunes, some characters, Peanuts, just little figures. And then our toys are down the middle of the store on these three racks here. We have a variety of toys. Everything on this far wall are our sale items. We have a rack here of used graphic novels. This is a rack of $1 comics, the entire rack. And then these are sale packs, comics that together make up a story, things of that sort. And all of these items you can use our Atlantis dollars that you earn bonus points when you spend your money here. We give you some of our money, and then you can use that to help pay for this stuff.
35 years. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And of course, our motif in this room is we're inside the USS Atlantis. We're part of Starfleet.
Wow.
And this is the engineering. Deck 36 is the engineering deck. So we do this up to make it look like we're in the engineering room, and there's our neighbors, the Enterprise hanging out the window there on the wall. So
awesome.
it's kind of